It is September the 11th, 2019, and this is Wrestleview Weekly. Hi there. I'm Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live alongside Mike Tedesco, where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views that happen on Sunday, except for this coming Sunday, where I will actually be at the pay-per-view. The Clash of the Champions is going to be down the street from me in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where I'm going to be. Catch me on the Twitters, on the Wrestleview Twitter thingy, showing off the pictures. Hopefully I'll have a steady hand because, the other hand's going to have a drink in it. So, yeah. Everybody in the chat room, let yourselves be known in the chat room by saying, "Wee!" If you don't, I will never know if you're in there or not. Hello, Jamel. Hello, Quentin. Who else is in there? I saw Gills in there. I saw Kit in there. Who else is in there? You better let yourselves be known right now, or else I'm going to forget. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I know you guys are going in there. There's Kit. Wee! Who else is in there? Come on. You know you're in there. Come on. You got to let me know right now. Okay. Today on the show, pretty much straightforward one, going to be reviewing the go-home episodes of Raw and Smackdown earlier this week that happened over at the Madison Square Garden at New York City. Mashoon says, "Wee!" Jamel, what are your preferred sources? Oh, okay. I'll get into Jamel asking what are my preferred sources at the sporting events. I'll get into that in a little bit. But again, reviewing the go-home episodes of the Red Show and the Blue Show. Some headlines going on this week. Not a whole lot to jump up and down about. No real major changes to the injuries. Some changes to the WWE Milk Carton. Some have left it, but others have joined it. Yep, it's still in the high 30s. It's a big, long milk carton, okay? And finally, Clash of Champions pay-per-view coming up on Sunday. And yes, it's the prediction show. Michael says, "Wee!" It's the prediction show, which means we've got 11 matches to predict for this show. I believe it's 11 matches. We're going to have to double check. I thought it was 10 or 11, but I know there was another match added. I can't recall if it's 11 or 12. But either way, 6 locks for this card that we've got to make. And if you are unaware of what that means, on the prediction shows, we will make the predictions, but I occasionally lock predictions. And when I do lock them, there's an additional caveat, because if I am wrong on said locked prediction, we do a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. We have not touched this particular tequila, in nearly 3 months. It's been great. I don't plan on touching this. I really don't want to touch it. But if I do end up getting 2 of the locks wrong, I've got a mini bottle of Margaritaville silver tequila to take here if we just get 2. So, okay, so the pressure's on. I don't want to do any of this stuff. We have been awesome. Jamel says 11 matches. Okay, so it's 11 matches. Okay. All right, 11 matches. All right, sources for today. Drinking from the Chalice of Truth. There's your thumbnail pick, Mike, for the video. Drinking from the Chalice of Truth is the Foothills Oktoberfest from Foothills Brewery over in Greensboro, North Carolina. I love Oktoberfest beers. I love Marzen lagers. I love them, love them, love them. Descriptor on here. Prince Ludwig was a man of the people, which is why when he was married in 1810, he invited the entire town of Munich. Thus Oktoberfest was born, along with the sweet, dark amber lager that has become the namesake of that annual celebration. Ours stays true to the classic style, with notes of toasted bread and roasted almonds. Prost! Yes. So, yeah. Going with the Oktoberfest. I love Oktoberfest beers. They are the best. Oh, yeah. King of the Ring final of Karen Borbon versus Chad Gable was not necessarily pushed back. It was never really even scheduled for Clash of Champions, but it's going to be for Monday Night Raw. Everyone going bonkers on the Twitter. Oh, this bullshit. Why aren't they having it on the Clash of Champions? It's a stupid tournament. God, this sucks. We all know Borbon's going to win it. God, what a waste of time. Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. King Corbin sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Come on now. Come on. But no, we're drinking from the chalice of truth because that's all we spout on here is truth. Jamel asked me, what are my preferred sources at the sporting events? It depends on the sporting event. And it depends where I am. Lots of ramifications. Usually when I go to the shows in Charlotte, it's going to be over at the Spectrum Center. I think that's what it's called. It used to be Time Warner Arena. Used to be other names, but it's where the Hornets play, the basketball team. And I usually sit on the hard camera side, the side where the camera is for the ring. And usually around the same sections as the camera, just alongside of it. I do that because I can't fucking stand all these signs in my way, okay? I'm talking about way back when I used to go to a lot of wrestling shows that would come to Charlotte in the late 90s, early 2000s, when it was the height of the Monday Night Wars. You never wanted to sit across from the camera, or else you're not seeing a damn thing. So I always sit on that side. And most of the time, I'm not even in my seat because I will be in the lounge, in the concourse, above the stands, enjoying a scotch. Yeah, just having a scotch on the rocks. I'll just sit there or stand there in the area where I can see the entire, thing, the entire landscape of the stage. I can see the ring, I can see the walkway, I can see the ramp, I can see the stage, announcers' desks, I can see everything, but not be so far away so that, I don't have to watch the video monitors the entire time. Daniel says, wee! Okay, but yeah, scotch is what I usually have at the wrestling shows when I get the good seats. If I get the shitty seats, yeah, I'm probably going to have some crappy beer. Probably, but I'll see. Usually at these events, they'll have the local breweries there, like OMB, Noda. A lot of those others will be there. Maybe, oh gosh, dang it, the ones that do Gaelic, Highland. Yeah, they may be there. So yeah, I'll do that. If I'm at baseball games, it's beer. It's beer, period. Football games, I haven't been to a professional football game or a college football game in a very long time. Basketball games, honestly, in basketball games, I don't drink because I'm paying attention too often to what's going on in the game. I used to be a basketball player, so I'm always paying attention to the offenses and the defenses. I'm way in tune to the game. So, yeah. Big Sweet Lou is in the chat room. Always have to have beer at wrestling. Well, yeah, but if you're an elitist scumfuck like me, you drink scotch to make yourself look better than everyone else, and you sound better than everyone else too. That's right. That's very, very true. You probably won't see me on camera. Okay, you will not see me on camera at Clash of Champions because also I don't stand up and cheer. I don't stand up and cheer. I don't stand up and boo. I do not elicit any reactions. You can ask Mike and our old editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, Adam Martin, who have been to numerous wrestling shows with me. They know that the only reactions that I ever give is just laughing. That's all I do is I laugh, whether it be at what's happening in the ring or I'm laughing at the crowd's reactions, okay? I am just laughing, okay? I am never pouting in disgust. I'm never going, oh, God, how dare they? Oh, no, I never do that. No, I can't. I don't do that, okay? I sit there. I laugh at it all. There used to be a time where I was a kind of a troll, but not so much in that, I would jump out of my seat. He's not supposed to be doing that. Get him out of here. That's against the rules. Okay, that's the kind of stuff that I would do, you know. So those days are gone. Now I just kind of keep to myself, or if there are people around me. The big thing is kids. I love talking with kids and families about who their favorite wrestlers are and why they're there, and what they can't wait to watch. You know, so I am more of a talking to families and parents and stuff instead of the 20-something Cheeto munchers and trying to make myself feel better. I don't need to do that. But I'll probably wear the Wrestleview shirt. That's for sure. Oh, and I'm going to be pre-gaming a ton too. Okay. I think the doors open to the arena at 6:30 in the evening because, the pre-show will start at 7 o'clock. I will be there right when they open and everything, because I like, again, watching everything get set up and everything. But I will probably be in downtown Charlotte for about 3 or 4 hours beforehand, just walking streets of downtown, grabbing a few drinks. That's what I do. I always go solo. That's the other thing too, Jamel. Thank you for bringing that up. He asked me, going solo or is the lady heading with you? Deanna hates wrestling. Okay, she thinks it's stupid. It makes no sense whatsoever, and that's fine. That's fine. To each their own. I mean, if you find a girl that likes to go to professional wrestling shows or is open-minded enough to go with you to one, you hold on to her. I have never taken a significant other to a wrestling show. It has more often been just myself, or it's been with a couple of friends. I think the best time I had going to a wrestling show was myself, my brother David, and 2 or 3 of his friends, where we all went to. Damn it, I can't remember. I can't remember the name of the pay-per-view, but I believe it was the main event was Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show, and I think it was in an ambulance match or a stretcher match, where you had to get the guy stretcher match, where you had to get the guy on the stretcher and have him cross the line. And that's how you would win the match. I believe Lesnar won that by getting the Big Show on the stretcher, which was on a pallet attached to a forklift, and crossed around. Yeah, Judgment Day 03. Yeah, that's the one. Judgment Day 03. That was the best time I had at a show, just because I had a bunch of other guys with me, and we were having a grand old time. Just like, the black guy's not going to win. Booker T's not winning. Come on, it's going to be the scrawny white guy. He's the one that's going to be the champion. Sure enough. Yep, that's what happened. So yeah, that's how I am at wrestling shows. It's usually by myself. Do I get anything to eat there? No, absolutely not. It's ungodly expensive. I get plenty to eat before I go to the show because I'm going to have plenty to drink. As is tradition. Yes, I think this is going to be the second wrestling show I've gone to this year. Yeah, because the previous one was when New Japan came to Charlotte and all of the Japanese performers didn't get their visas because of the government shutdown. So, yeah, that's what it is. Stadium food is way too much, Jamal. You're absolutely right. Okay, enough discussion. Enough of this banter about me. Okay. Okay, so go-home shows for the Raw and the SmackDown. They're all emanating from Madison Square Garden. Undertaker on SmackDown, Stone Cold on Raw, and throughout the internet, they're going, the ticket sales are down. That's why they've got them going to the... Guys, it's Madison Square Garden. Come on. Come on. Really? Seriously. I love how people just... Immediate cynicism. Yeah, I know this almost feels like a talk show, but yeah. People do just love complaining. I like complaining about people complaining. How illogical is that? Let's just get into this, okay? The go-home shows for Raw and SmackDown from Madison Square Garden. It's been a long time since SmackDown, I think, was in Madison Square Garden. felt kind of weird. It felt like a lot of it was all inside stuff that if you hadn't been watching the WWE for the past 10 years or 15 years, you were probably lost on a lot of the references that they gave. But we'll go ahead and try to decipher all of it. So before Raw started, before Raw went underway, and I'm going to adjust my camera here so that I'm not so low. There we go. Before Raw went underway, Enes Kanter, the former New York Knicks center, snuck up on R-Truth and pinned him for the 24/7 championship. After he won said title, he would take off his jersey and show that he had been traded to the Boston Celtics. Yeah, causing a chorus of boos. But then later on in his celebration, I believe R-Truth would go ahead and roll him up. Yeah, there he goes. There he rolls him up. I wanted to make sure I didn't have the sound on this because I didn't want the Gestapo after me. So, yeah. So that was kind of fun to get New Yorkers all riled up. Sure. And that would be our 24/7 segment for the day, because we got a lot of stuff to go over with when it comes to the Raw. Look at everyone showering themselves with cheap beer. Well, not exactly cheap beer if it's over there in Madison Square Garden. I cannot imagine what a can or a bottle of Miller Lite goes for at Madison Square Garden. It's got to go for at least $10. Okay? God, for the life of me, I would never, ever buy any alcohol at Madison Square Garden unless I put out a loan of some kind. Okay? There are just some arenas that I see myself not going to just for the sake of I would like to buy a house. So, no, that's not going to happen. But anyway, there's Stone Cold celebrating with a bunch of guys. What's going on here? Well, we start off the show with Stone Cold entering the ring. He's going to be mediating the a contract signing between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman for the Universal title at Clash of Champions. Stone Cold reminisces about everything with Survivor Series of 96 and SummerSlam of 98. And then he calls Stone Cold brings out Braun Strowman, refers to him as a big bad sumbitch. Rollins tells Austin, whatever. Everyone's coming out. Everyone comes out. They all sign the contract. And then AJ Styles comes out with the OC. They start talking smack about Austin and called him an old fart. There's all the pictures that Mikey took from his seats over there. And he's a smarty as well. You sit on the hard camera side is what you do. But, yeah. So, okay. Of course, Stone Cold gives AJ the stunner. So, there you go. That's how we're starting off the show. AJ Styles against Cedric Alexander. This is spawning from last week where Cedric Alexander just got jumped backstage by the OC for no reason whatsoever. Pretty decent match here. The point of this all was to showcase Alexander, which they have been doing for the past month and a half to 2 months. Very exceptional levels, I must say. First, the matches with Drew McIntyre. I believe he also had a match with Samoa Joe at one point. They've been doing a very good job in handling Cedric Alexander and trying to separate him from Ricochet is the hard part of all of this, is separating Alexander from Ricochet. But then the OC runs out. They start attacking Alexander. Then it's a 3-on-1 attack, but then the Viking Raiders come out to make the save. So there you go. Viking Raiders finally got something to do instead of squashing white guys, little white guys. Now they can squash big white guys. Okay, sure. Backstage, Sasha and Bayley are talking about their attack on Charlotte and Becky last week. They say they are back together, and you can take that to the bank. So we're having a tag team match of those two against Charlotte and Becky. Everyone in the internet worlds was going bonkers because it was the Four Horsewomen. Some of them angry because they were getting it as a tag match, as if they would never have them in a Fatal 4-Way ever. Or they wouldn't have them ever tag up together ever. You know, it's never going to happen. What's happening now is what it will forever be. Video package airs of Connor's cure, and Roman Reigns comes out with a bunch of kids. Julius, the Sarcoma Warrior, Antonio, the Arrival, wearing Sin Cara mask, Miguel, the Mighty M, Liam, the Red Ninja, and Liana, Lily Terror, on the stage there. I love that stuff. I got no problem suspending 24/7 Scooby-Doo chases and flippy-dippy matches for the sake of parading these really, really awesome kids. Okay, so, yeah. Got a problem with that, then you've got a problem with life. I like how Josh Boutwell here for the title of this next match is, quote, The Man Becky Lynch and The Queen Charlotte Flair versus The Boss Sasha Banks and Bayley. Hey there, Fortune 4, how are you? Let's see. They all make their way out. This was a very fun tag team match. It was a very, very fun tag match. Took over 2 commercial breaks. Very, very fun match. It was very good. I mean, there was no tremendous hot tags, and what's amazing is that Charlotte and Becky were supposed to be the face team, but the hot tags were not as rambunctious or raucous as you would think. You would never imagine them to be. But it was a fun match. You know, there was no stalling in any throughout this match. And yes, okay, so I'm retracting here. Sasha is way better than what she was 6 months ago. Okay, she is. She's way better than 6 months ago. All right. But anyway, Charlotte and Becky won the pinfall with Charlotte hitting the natural selection. I think it was on Bayley. Yep, sure did. So that's going to be the storyline going on into the pay-per-view, is that Charlotte pinned Bayley. Uh-oh. Yes, the OC is backstage, and they're pissed about what happened earlier with Stone Cold beating them up. But then Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode approach them and talk to them about what happened, but then they offer their help and being their backup. So, all right, we got a team of 5 right there. All right, you know what's coming. We're getting a Teddy Long special. Rey Mysterio versus Grand Metalic, okay? I understand the many different reasons why they had this match, okay? It was to further the storyline of Rey Mysterio, try to show that he's having confidence issues. He's thought about retiring for the past few weeks, not doing anything in the ring. Thought about retiring, but this match was not just to prop him up and show that he still has it, but it's also a really fun match for the Madison Square Garden crowd. Okay, this is the kind of match you would see at every MSG show. You would see this, and honestly, you would see this at some Charlotte shows too, and Greensboro shows, and Charleston shows all around here in the Carolinas. That whenever there was a wrestling show by the WWE or WCW, you would always have the luchador match to get everyone back riled up, to get them on their feet a little bit, to get them paying attention, and that's what this match served to do. Very, very fun match. Mysterio winning with the frog splash, not dropping a dime, but doing the frog splash. So, no, it was very, very fun. Very fun match. Strowman and Rollins are backstage talking with Alexander. We don't know what the hell they're saying. They're just saying watermelon is what they're doing all the time. The rule in wrestling, or in television in general, is if you are on camera and you want to be seen talking to people, but you're not necessarily mic'd up, but you want to look like you're talking to people, you lip sync the word watermelon constantly. because the word watermelon shows your mouth moving, 2 or 3 syllables, and tongue motion. So it looks like you're actually forming a sentence. Yeah, like that. And actually, you just say any other kind of fruits that come to your mind, like throw watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, anything you want, okay? But that's what you do. And I take it that's what they're doing. Watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, celery, tomato. So just name everything you find in the produce section of your grocery store, and you can be an extra on a television show. So there you go. The Street Profits are backstage, our resident wandering minstrels, to fill us in on everything that's happened so far, because that's what they do. That's what they do. King of the Ring semifinal match, triple threat match, because everyone was losing their shit again. Here we go again with Josh Boutwell and his things. The Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin, and the one and only Ricochet. I like it. I'm not poking fun or anything like that. It's just I love how some people have these nicknames and some don't, and it's ironic the ones that don't. So this match. Oh, the crowd was hot for this one. Oh, man. There's some people that were loving them some Corbin. A lot of them were hating them some Corbin. Oh, yeah. No, very, very fun triple threat match. I believe it almost spanned 2 commercial breaks. But Ricochet rolling Joe into the ring. He hits the 630. Joe moved out of the way, locks him in the coquina clutch. Ricochet used the turnbuckle to backflip out of the hold, connects with a recoil, then hits the 630. Corbin pulls Ricochet to the floor, tosses him into the crowd. Corbin covering Joe, and he is going to the King of the Ring finals. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's a good way. It's a good way to do it, okay? So what do we do following this? Oh, you'll have Samoa Joe and Ricochet having a little program going against each other for about 1 or 2 weeks. It's going to be fun stuff. Fun stuff. The sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans, versus Natalya Neidhart. Natalya Neidhart. We got to say her last name because it's on the video screen. Yeah. CM Punk chants were breaking out throughout this, as is tradition in any Northeastern arena where there's a wrestling thing from the WWE. Natalya won with the sharpshooter. Just a match. That's all. It was just spawning from last week's match where Lacey Evans threw her hanky in Natalya's face and slugged her with the right. People were complaining about why are they having this match? Why aren't they It's because it's working on a program that's only been going on for a week, guys. And it's just to remind you that they're on the roster. Not everything has got to be a big deal. Not everything has got to be worked up to a fevered pitch. Think a little bit like a TV producer, guys. Come on now. Let's see. Bray Wyatt, another episode of Firefly Funhouse. I really can't explain the Firefly Funhouse segments other than Bray talks about Seth and Braun finding new friends tonight, and they were once strangers, but says friends won't help where they're going. I think the best part of the Funhouse is actually when Bray just says with a gleeful smile, says, "See you in hell!" Quentin asking what happened to Lacey Evans. Did she piss someone off? No. They hot-shotted her up to the top, and now they've got to dial her down a little bit. That's all. It happens with everyone. Everyone who's ever hot-shotted up to a title, and you know damn well they aren't going to get the title, they're brought down a little bit, okay? Happens with everybody, okay? Seriously. If you're wanting me, I will name 3 or 4 examples. 3 or 4 examples. Let's see. Taz was one, and he was brought back into the fray for being on the roster and everything, and he's kind of like what this is right now. Other ones. Let me see. I'm also thinking on the women's roster. They've had a lot of those on the women's roster. Especially when they brought up, Lynch and Flair and all them. Ryback is a good example, Jamel. Ryback is a very good example. Let me see. Hotshot. Carlito. Carlito's another example. He actually won the title, but after he lost the title, didn't know where the hell he was. Let me see. Trying to think of some others. You guys will go ahead and think of it. You guys will think of some more. Wooby Wyatt? Yeah, maybe Wooby Wyatt. Yeah, Wooby Wyatt can rank up there. Sure. All right, and finally, our 10-man tag Teddy Long special. Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Cedric Alexander, and the Viking Raiders versus the OC, Dolph Ziggler, and Bobby Roode. I like how yes, Josh, it's Bobby Roode. It's not Robert Roode. Gills, Jinder Mahal. Yes, absolutely Jinder Mahal. Daniel, Asuka. Yes, even Asuka. Yes. Thank you for naming recent ones. Okay? Thank you for naming recent ones. 10-man tag, but who the hell cares? We've got a wave going on. Yeah, it's Mike's seat right there. That's actually about where I would sit right there. That's about the seats that I would have for the show right there. Yeah, that's about right. Anyway, the good guys would win. Stone Cold comes out, gives them all a beer, and there you go. What did everyone think of the show? 63% gave it a thumbs up with only 76 votes. Wow, not a lot of people voting here. But it's amazing that it would only be that high because we all know Raw always sucks because everyone watches Raw. So, there's that. Wouldn't you know that Mike and Victoria, I believe Mike and Victoria went to Raw, but they also attended the other show. They also attended the Blue show that was over there in the same damn arena. I know you guys are saying F the wave. If a wave is going, Seth is usually in the ring. A wave happens all the time over there in the Northeast. Okay? Always happens over there. They can't help themselves. Okay? If they aren't furiously entertained by something, that's what they'll do. So there you go. But usually no one watches SmackDown, but Mike and Victoria decided to watch SmackDown, and they decided to watch it live. Hey, look who wrote this review. I can only hope that I did as good of a job as Josh did for the Monday show. I don't think I did. I'll be honest, I get a little stressed out doing these recaps because I want to get them quick, factual, get them up on the site as quickly as possible while also finding all kinds of things. So, yeah. I got to write this review for recap for SmackDown. Starting off with The Undertaker coming over to the ring, I decided to instead just do the quote by quotes, word by word of the things that he would say. This is the exact monologue that Undertaker gave on SmackDown. But instead of doing it in Undertaker voice, I'm just going to do it in my reader voice. No, actually, no. What if The Undertaker was a Cheeto muncher? What if The Undertaker was a Cheeto muncher? I think it would go something like this. I wanted to come out here and take a minute and absorb all this. Because for the past 30 years, I've considered these hollow grounds my home. I don't know how many times I'm going to get to come home anymore, but there's one thing that I want everyone to remember about the place. Titans were born here, legends made their name here, and heroes were created here in Madison Square Garden. No, it's rewarding for me to know that each and every one of those souls, I took a little piece of them with me. But they won't be forgotten, because the echoes of their memories will go through these hallways for all eternity. And now, we usher in a new era of superstar. Out comes Sami Zayn. I can't roll my eyes in the back of my head. I can't do that. Cheeto Muncher Taker is shifty going. Cheeto Muncher Taker sounds like a Jim Henson character. No, I kind of fashioned that from the Muppets. I think I do. Yeah, I don't know. I sound like Pennywise? Yeah, I sound like Pennywise. Yeah, I can sound like him. Sami Zayn's music interrupts. He comes out, and he's trying to pay his respects, and he says that he is the future, and he thinks that Undertaker should just pass him the torch and exit the ring. Undertaker tries to exit the ring. Sami Zayn seems celebrating that he was leaving the ring, but Undertaker turns around, sees Zayn celebrating, and Zayn is like, Oh, man. The caption for this should be when your significant other sees that you took the last piece of bacon. Yeah. No. Zayn. Sami Zayn. I gotta love him. Shane McMahon is in his office. Chad Gable makes his way into the ring. Shane compliments Gable on his matches throughout the King of the Ring tournament, but informs him that Elias has broken his ankle and can no longer compete in the tournament. And Gable says that he gets a bye and he's in the finals. Well, no, Shane says that I know he knew a little bit about tournaments and that Gable did not want to just sneak into the finals with a bye. So Gable wants to earn his way into them. That's what Shane thinks. So he tells Gable that he's going to be competing tonight for his final spot, but it could be someone from Raw, it could be from SmackDown, it could be someone who's already eliminated. But when he finds out, he's going to let him know. Okie dokie Bob. So, Miz making his way. He's going to be facing Andrade after the commercial break. Shinsuke Nakamura is at ringside providing commentary during the match, only in Japanese, where Corey Graves just playing off of perfectly. It's great. Gil saying Chad Gable being short is the new Becky and Seth are dating. I think the Chad being short thing is the I think it may be the new like Kairi Sane is a pirate thing. I don't know. Asuka and Kairi Sane are Japanese. Something like that. You know, I don't know. It's almost like the Becky Lynch steampunk thing where, whatever. Yes, we got Tranquilo all over the place. First, we do it with Andrade. We have Tranquilo all over the place with Andrade. But then we get Tranquilo all over the place with The Miz. The reaction from Zelina is fantastic. It's great. That's great stuff. Man. Fun pretty paint by numbers match with Shinsuke at the ringside. Miz would inevitably sling Andrade into Nakamura. But then Miz wins by pinfall. Clean over Andrade. Let's take a sip on this one. Miz over Andrade clean. Seriously clean. No distractions, no chicanery, no tomfoolery, no whatever the hell else you want to call it. Clean. What are we to make of this? Of course, it's just to prop Miz up so that his match against Shinsuke Nakamura is a big deal. Okay, we get it. That's why they had the match. That's why the result of the match. I get it. But is it really... Yes, Jamel. Yes, the sound off the Andrade is buried conversations, because that's what I'm alluding to. Okay, that is exactly what I'm alluding to. By the way, after the match, Nakamura would Kinshasa the hell out of Miz's face. Just going to leave that up here. Tons of Andrade is buried conversation going everywhere. Okay, let's be perfectly clear. No one is buried. No one knows what the definition of being buried means. Just because a person loses a match clean doesn't mean that they are knocked off a few rungs and they are buried. That doesn't happen anymore. Okay? It really doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay? Those days are gone. Now that everyone knows wrestling terminology and has perverted it, they don't do it anymore. Instead, what they do is, if you want to get buried, you're not on TV. You want to be buried, you're not on TV. That's how you're being buried, okay? So, Andrade is far from it. He is just fine. You want to talk about some people who might be buried? Well, that's what the WWE Milk Carton's for. That's why it is the best segment on the show. Okay, back in the locker room, Shane is looking for Chad Gable, asks Apollo Crews and Matt Hardy if they've seen him. Matt Hardy made the trip to New York. He's off the milk carton. He had it, babysitting his boys. He's had it. He needed a break from the family life, so he decided to make a trip up to New York to try to help find Chad Gable. Gable walks in. Oh, there you are. Gable asks if Shane found an opponent yet. Shane says he has. Shane even asked for Elias's approval, and he received it. And tonight, Chad Gable gets to face the best in the world, Shane McMahon. Mandy Rose, alongside with Sonya Deville, are making their way to the ring to face Nikki Cross. I kind of need to adjust all the spacing on here. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Commercial break. We get back to the ring. Mandy Rose has got a microphone in hand. Oh, boy. So Mandy Rose has a microphone in hand. Last week I told my opponent, Nikki Cross, that she would never look as good as me because I'm beautiful and she's ugly. Those are the exact words from the script. Oh. Pictures on the Titantron would show up comparing the two in face shots. I hope it's not too chauvinistic of me to say this, because in the context that I am saying it, being a wrestling pundit, being a television critic, I mean, that's what I am. That's what we are, okay? This is television critic, okay? Being a pro wrestling pundit, being a television critic, it is easier to look at Mandy Rose than it is to listen to her. Ere I said it. It's not meant to be chauvinistic at all, okay? Seriously. The reading was atrocious, all right? Be creative. Be creative, Mandy. Come on. But she says that she looks like an oversized rat crawling out of the Lincoln Tunnel. Lincoln Tunnel! That's because they're in New York City! I get it! Alexa Bliss's music hits, but then she ushers in Nikki Cross. I love that intro. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's just fantastic stuff right there. This is what I love seeing, okay? I love seeing crap like this, okay? When someone's in the ring before a match, they're talking smack about who they're going against, and then the other person's music hits, and they just bum rush to the ring. Bum rush to the ring. Oh, just love it. Just absolutely love it, okay? Man, God, I loved that. That was fantastic, especially Alexa just like, go get her. Perfect, great stuff. Great stuff. And what's more is now it's been established that DeVille and Rose in their title match against Bliss and Cross, DeVille and Rose are the heels, and Cross and Bliss are the faces. We have finally gotten establishment of this after they've been trying to build this up now for 2 or 3 weeks, I guess. It's actually just been a really quick build to have this match. So, but finally we have some establishment here on who's supposed to be booed and who's supposed to be cheered. It's still going to be tough for the crowd. This is going to be a snoozer. That's going to be a snoozer of a match. Nikki Cross would defeat Mandy Rose with a schoolboy pin. Heavy Machinery's backstage at the craft service table being enamored by a blender. Bailey's backstage. Ember Moon walks in. Bailey asking, there's a problem. Ember Moon says, 2 weeks ago, you and I talked about elevating the entire women's division, but last week, you attacked Becky with a chair. That's not Bailey. I know. It must be Sasha's influence. So what's going on? They yap back and forth. And, so Ember Moon and Bailey are going to have a match here. But before that happens, Heavy Machinery is making their way down the aisle to face some guys named Johnny Silver and Alex Keaton. Not really much to talk about with this other than excuse me. Got the gif of Otis taking the straps off his singlet. This makes me feel incredibly awkward. Because I don't know if I should necessarily be disgusted or aroused. I'm sorry, Otis is the greatest thing to happen to professional wrestling in a very, very long time. Okay? The look, everything about him. Okay? It's fantastic. All right? I cannot find a soul on this planet that does not like Otis. There's not a Cheeto muncher that doesn't like him. They may not have an opinion of him. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, Otis is the greatest thing to happen to professional wrestling, and also is one of the major reasons why my girlfriend thinks that wrestling is stupid. I'm just glad she did not see that. I don't know, again, if she would have felt incredibly awkward or aroused. I'm not sure. I don't look a thing like Otis, that's for sure. Otis, I think, weighs like 3 times what I do. Heavy Machinery squashed the little white guys. Shane McMahon is in his office speaking with a member of the production team before Kevin Owens comes in. Shane says he's been thinking a lot about reconsidering the fines, and being the benevolent soul he is, he's going to rescind it. Owens asks, okay, well, what's the catch? Well, that's simple. Shane hands him a referee shirt, tells him that something that's important to him is hearing the best in the world and King of the Ring. But Shane also understands what's important to Owens, and that's his family. Before Owens could even answer what would happen if he said no, he walks out of the ring with the referee's shirt. So, we have got Shane McMahon versus Chad Gable in the finals for the semifinals for the King of the Ring tournament with Kevin Owens as a special guest referee. Return from a commercial break. We get the entire drama for the past 2 months of Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Eric Rowan makes his way to the ring. We are now calling him by his first name again. It's no longer just Rowan. It is now Eric Rowan. He has a brand new theme song, brand new from the past ones he's had, brand new graphics on the Titantron. He is now becoming the Waybarra of the WWE. I think this is his 4th go-around of a new character since being with the WWE. And I think he's been with the WWE now for 7 years? Something like that? 7 years? 6 or 7 years is what it is. His 4th repackaging. Says, All my life, people just don't seem to get me. All of you think I'm controlled by somebody. Somebody tells me what to do. Well, until last week, you see all of you need to look in me in the eyes and see what it is that makes me tick. You need to look deep, deep, deep in these eyes and see what I'm capable of. I'm mastermind, a schemer, but no, all you people seem to see is a big brute who terrorizes and brutalizes, just like what I did to Roman Reigns, and then suddenly Reigns' music interrupts. Bum rush to the ring, and we just got a big old mauling going on between these two. Superman punches galore. They are fighting through the crowd. They're fighting through the crowd. Security comes out to try to stop them. Rowan is in the crowd, and he finds a tiny white person to hoist up and chuck into the crowd, into the security detail. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. That's a very, very small person that he chucked. That looked like fun. Yeah, I think that deserves a wee. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's really a wee or if that's more of a okay. No, that's more of a wee. The fighting makes his way on up to the ramp. Oh, Rowan found the camera. He found the camera. He's gonna clothesline everyone with the camera. That's kind of fun stuff. Yeah. So there you go. That's what's happening. And Reigns would slowly stand back up. Back up from the break, Charlotte Flair is at ringside for commentary as Bayley faces Ember Moon in a non-title match. This was about as riveting as their SummerSlam title match. Yeah. Bayley would avoid the Eclipse and then slap on the Bayley to belly. And yeah, that's all she wrote. Yeah, that's how you do that. Kevin Owens is backstage sitting in solitude trying to figure out what the hell he's going to do in being a referee. Kofi Kingston is walking the halls of Madison Square Garden looking at pictures that don't really exist in those halls. They just put up a picture of him doing his little boom drop thingy on Randy Orton 10 years ago, which I have got to be brutally honest, was really not that big of a deal. Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton say words and stuff. And, yeah. They say words and go after each other in the crowd. And then Kofi reenacts that same little boom drop that he did 10 years ago. Can we be perfectly clear on something here? Okay? Let's be perfectly clear. All right? And brutally honest. Okay? That really wasn't that big of a moment. Okay? There have been bigger moments that have happened in Madison Square Garden than just Kofi Kingston jumping and sitting on someone going through a table. Okay? This is not one of those things. Okay? But they're trying. They're trying their damnedest too. I seem to agree more with the lines that Randy Orton had about this, where, Kofi was talking a lot about, that time and talk about being WWE champion. And then Randy Orton interrupts him by yelling, "Stupid, stupid, stupid," from the crowd. I can't go on listening to you talk about the two things you've done in the last 10 years. What'd you do? You won the world title and you put me through a table? Big deal. You know what I've done in the last 10 years? I've won the world title 7 times. I won the Royal Rumble twice. Money in the Bank contract, but none of that matters. What matters is now. What matters is I'm taking that title from you. I'm going to do it because you've pretended to be something that you're not ever since day one, with the Jamaican accent and your dreadlocks or whatever it is, that phony hour of positivity bullshit. The bullshit was bleeped out. That's what made everyone react, and that's what started the brawl. Fun stuff. Really fun brawl. Really fun promo between the two. Here we go. King in the Ring semifinal. This is the main event. Chad Gable versus Shane McMahon with Kevin Owens as your referee. Right out of the gate. Rolling German suplex. I love that thing. Owens administers the regular 3 count of 1, 2, 3. But then Shane He says, nope, stop that. This match is now 2 out of 3 falls. So, nope, we're doing 2 out of 3 falls. Shane would attack Gable a lot from behind, slamming his head into the announcer's table. All it really took was Shane trying to go for another punch. Let me see if I'm trying to find it here. He tries to go for another punch, but then Owens, Shane, here we go. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm losing myself here in my own review. Shane tried to bring a chair into the ring. Owens tries to put the chair back. Shane tried to kick Gable in the jewels, but Gable catches the leg, puts it in an ankle lock. Shane is trapped in the ankle lock. He is grapevined by Gable and taps. Chad Gable is moving on to the King of the Ring finals to face Karen Borbon for the King of the Ring. But after all of this, Shane attacked Owens from behind, grabbed a microphone, and gasping and out of breath, "You're fired." I don't think this really let everyone go nuts. I don't think everyone went nuts on this. Though I think the comments would say otherwise. Whatever. This is not a don't scroll down segment that we're doing here. What did everyone think of the show? I think it was a pretty decent show. What did everyone think of the show? 62% gave it a thumbs up, and that is par for the course for SmackDown. SmackDown always gets a positive review because I'll wait a little bit for the chat room. Yeah, you guys know why. It always gets a positive review because nobody watches SmackDown. All right. Also, to follow up on the whole Kevin Owens being fired storyline here, today Kevin Owens over the Twitter would be sending some cryptic messages. For example, he tweeted out these numbers 14/24/20 about 2 hours after the SmackDown taping. If you look at those numbers, and you take those numbers and translate them to the alphabet, that is NXT. So, okay. And then also later on in the day today, around about 11 o'clock in the morning, Kevin Owens says, "This is my daughter and her friend." And friend appears to be Tomato Chomper. I guess. I'm not sure. But, yeah. Don't know where that is. I don't think that's happening right then and there. But, yeah. So, yeah, Kevin Owens going on to the Twitter to kind of feed everyone into the kayfabe, which is just fine. Yeah, that'll be good. So, that's part of the news, but there's a lot of other news that's going on, and we still got predictions, and we got a big old milk carton to go over. All right, let's start this all off with some business talk that does not involve the WWE. Per a report from Jerome 2 days ago on Monday, Anthem, an owner of Impact Wrestling, announces the acquisition of majority interest in AXS TV. Anthem Sports Entertainment, who own Impact Wrestling, announced today in a press release that they have acquired a majority interest in AXS TV. It would be expected that Impact's flagship show will leave the Pursuit channel and go back to AXS TV. AEG, Anthem Entertainment, still remains an active partner. Steve Harvey Global is joining Anthem as investor and strategic partner. And the deal expands Anthem's reach to nearly 150 million households. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah. Anthem with their weird freaking company logo. Sure. Okay, good for you. Hope it turns out well. Guess is as good as mine. They've been trying this for a very long time. Speaking of other partnerships, WWE and Full Sail University have expanded their partnership for NXT TV. NXT is set to debut next Wednesday on the USA Network at 8 o'clock. And it will air live every week from Full Sail. Okay? So that's what they're doing. It's now going to be airing live every Wednesday. This leads me to a post that's going to be showing up on the Wrestleview Media Facebook group. It should be posting here in the next couple of minutes. I have put a poll up regarding the scheduling of this show. With NXT going to USA next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, I know that a lot of people would want to watch that rather than watch and listen to me. I don't blame you. I almost would want to do the same thing. But I've put a poll up there regarding the scheduling for this show, where starting 2 weeks from now, either change the time of this show to whether it be 6 o'clock on Wednesday, 6 o'clock on Thursday, or just keep it at the same time. But I'm just letting you know, on the Wrestleview Media Facebook group, log into it, check it out. There will be a poll there. I'm looking for suggestions on whether this show needs to move to a different time, move to a different day, or we just stay the same. You know, maybe you guys just like listening and watching to this on demand, and that's cool, you know? But, you know, just kind of needing some feedback because I'm really torn on what I should do. So, yeah, the war is about to begin. The Wednesday Night Wars, they're coming after me. But NXT is after me. Paul Levesque is after me. AEW is after me. And Cody with his weird fucking white dog is after me. This was my slot. I called this. It's what I've done. I've cultivated the Wednesday 8 o'clock slot. What can I say? Did it better than Impact could ever do. That's for damn sure. WWE has announced new Performance Center signings, including a former Impact star. WWE announced Thursday that Your Bowley, also known as King Cuomo, formerly from Lucha Underground, and Hijo de la Fantasma, best known for his time in Impact Wrestling, have officially signed with the Performance Center. Interesting. Very interesting. Phantasma started his career in 2000 prior to his time in Impact Wrestling from 17 to 18. He also wrestled for Lucha Libre AAA from 13 to 19 and Lucha Underground from 14 to 19. Lost his mask to La Park at last year's Triple Mania. Yeah. Also, the WWE signed Edgar Lopez, a 6'4", 250-pound former football player for the Monterrey Institute of Technology's Borregos Savalles squad that WWE talent scouts discovered last year during a tryout in Santiago, Chile. So, we are getting ourselves new Latino talent. I'm going to have to do some research on everyone who's in the Performance Center right now. And let's see where the bulk of them hail from and what they could be planning here. You feeling me? Don't feel too much. WWE signed 2 announcers from Impact and House of Hardcore that they announced on the Twitter today. First off, Mackenzie Mitchell, formerly of Impact Wrestling, announced on Twitter today that she had been hired by the WWE to be an on-air host. No word on what show she'll be hosting, but she worked from Impact from 2016 until announcing she was leaving in January of this year. Mitchell also works for Fangirl Sports, covering the Baltimore Ravens. So there you go. Also, they hired Matt Kemp, the lead announcer from House of Hardcore. Kemp took over the lead announcer role after WWE signed Vic Joseph from the promotion in 2017. Kemp is also the host on the Sirius XM Fantasy Sports channel, as well as the lead fantasy football analyst for Bleacher Report. Kemp will be serving as an on-air and digital talent for the company. No word on what show he'll be doing, but he's in front of the new WWE Now logo, insinuating that he'll be hosting a digital show on YouTube. Gold. Gold, 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 gold. Yes. More people to hire to do a television show on the internet to take my slot. I'm better looking than this guy. Probably sound better, too. Well, my teeth aren't. Well, I do need to see. Yeah, I need to see a periodontist. Yeah. Yeah. Why ain't I getting this slot? Or at least why aren't I on audio for the WWE? Come on. I've got the voice, you know. Oh, we haven't heard of Kayla yet. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think Kayla was at MSG. I really was not paying attention because I was too busy trying to recap the damn show. But I know that no one else can say it better except for Billie Kay herself. Okay, I don't mind doing that. Hey, Kayla! I don't mind doing that. Okay, I really take a lot of joy. I do it sometimes at work with my friends at work that are wrestling fans. You know, I can't do it again. No, I've been talking too much. I really can't do it. WWE has reportedly filed 4 new trademarks that include the following phrases: Yowie Wowie, the term Firefly Funhouse, the term Legit Boss, and the term Monster Among Men. All of these have been placed under goods and services for entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibitions and performances by a professional wrestler, entertainer, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's what they did. They made more things to make more money. This is what everyone who wants to do a wrestling promotion wants to do. Okay? This is what Jeff Jarrett wished he could have done. This is what he dreamed of doing, and he just couldn't do it. Chris Jericho is going to be defending his AEW World title against Cody at the Full Gear pay-per-view November. Okay, sure, that sounds great. Okie dokie Bob. I think the other match they signed was Kenny Omega and Johnny Moxley. They were supposed to have it at All Out over Labor Day weekend, but did not because Moxley had a flare-up of MRSA in his elbow. Speaking of AEW announcing, they have announced the location and venue for their 7th television show. Okay, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Nashville at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium. Jim Ross said the venue is famous for professional wrestling. Mentioned he called the NWA WCW title match at the '89 Wrestle War pay-per-view between Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat. That's great. Do we really need to go so far into trying to promote our stuff that, no, you got to kind of do that. The WWE does that too. They have the little crawl showing when they're going to be appearing next, and it's usually that far out. So, no, I can't shit on them for that. Kurt Angle's wife, Giovanna, announced on social media that her and Kurt have adopted a son. September the 3rd, 2019, she tweets, "My husband and I gained another son. God is good, y'all." No apostrophe on that, y'all. So good for them. Yay. They look so happy. They need to do a shove at Club Avila. Okay. Yeah, sure they do. News, bringing up the injury list. No changes for a while. Haven't been any changes since forever. Jason Jordan still has a neck injury. We have no idea what's going on with him. He's probably still retired. They just won't do it. Tomato Chomper, neck surgery. He's going to be due back around December. Could be earlier than that. Could be showing up next week. Wanda Rousey had a broken hand, but then healed it. But then her finger was chopped off 3 weeks ago, doing cameo spot for the 9/11 TV show with the Fox. And also, she wants to have a baby in her belly. So, no, she won't be back until WrestleMania. Nia Jax, reparative surgery on both ACLs in her knees. She's going to be back in time for the Royal Rumble. Jeff Hardy, if he is not drunk and passed out in a stairwell in Myrtle Beach, he's trying to recover from knee surgery, and he's not going to be back until Fastlane. Whoopi Wyatt, reparative bilateral surgery on both of her shoulders. She's not going to be back until the Royal Rumble. Mickie James, surgery to repair a torn ACL. She is going to be back in time for Survivor Series. Lars Sullivan, no details on the major knee injury that he sustained back in May, but we are gathering that is both a torn ACL and MCL. He's not going to be back in time He will be back in time for WrestleMania, we pray. Jinder Mahal, ruptured patella. He's not going to be due back until WrestleMania. Tamina suffered a concussion a week after Memorial Day weekend earlier this year. We have not seen her since. Don't know what's going on there. And finally, Bobby Lashley, bone spur removal in his elbow. If you remember bone spurs, they were removed from R-Truth's shoulder about a year and a half ago. So, yeah, we aren't going to see him until Survivor Series. So, those are all of the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on TV for, say, 3 weeks? Well, those people who have not been on television or pay-per-view of the WWE main programming style for 3 weeks, they end up on a very special list, a list that a lot of people would be considered being buried, but no, it's if you lose to The Miz, you're buried. This list, no, you're not buried, you're just, I don't know, you're just having a vacation. We already verified what a lot of these people are doing, and we're not really going to go through a whole bulk of them, but it'll be fun to do it again because it's time for the Milk Carton. I hurt so bad. Look who we're starting off with here. And I think it's really apropos that we start off with this guy. We have not seen, and many people are going to debate me on this. I locked this when he last appeared on television on August the 20th. Okay? I'm double locking this. Okay? We last saw Luke Harper on an episode of SmackDown on August the 20th when it was shown that he was the Rowan lookalike. I'm still on it. I'm still on it. It was him. Period. Until it's proven otherwise, I'm saying it was him. He shaved his head. He colored his beard. I'm sticking with it. I know. I've looked on the Twitter. I saw that he had done a little video game thingy with, Tyler Breeze. He did something with Tyler Breeze and someone else. The problem was that was recorded from earlier in the year, and it was finally posted. Okay? I'm not buying it. That was him. You're not going to be seeing any videos of him anywhere near the internet. You're not going to see any photos of him anywhere that's recent. Okay? Not since August the 20th. Not since he shaved his head and dyed his beard. I'm sticking to it. Not unless he pops up on TV and doesn't look like that. Okay? Unless this guy has so much testosterone that his DNA is being withdrawn from him to be used for anabolic steroids. No. No. No, that's not, no. It was him. That's all I got to say about that. Xavier Woods, we haven't seen him since August the 19th when him and Big E were in a match with the Revival on an episode of Monday Night Raw. This is when the Revival leapt off and jumped on his knee. This will be immediately rectified because him and Big E are defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against the Revival Sunday on the Clash of Champions, so no worries here. Asuka. We have not seen her since the August 12th episode of Raw where the Kabuki Warriors failed in their attempts to get the women's tag team titles from Bliss and Cross. Kairi saying same thing. I don't know what the hell we're doing with these two. Your guess is as good as mine. Carmella, haven't seen her since that same episode on Raw for I think it was in a 24/7 segment that we saw her. She recently went through a big major health scare. So no idea what's going on there right now. Mojo Rowley, 24/7 segment on Raw. Haven't seen him since, Jesus. Haven't seen him since that thing. Same thing with No Way Jose. Same thing with Titus O'Neil. Bork Laser, haven't seen him since SummerSlam, where he lost the Universal title to Seth Rollins. We will be seeing him again. Who knows when? I'm going to actually place my bet we'll see him at the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. Finn Balor. Haven't seen him since the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, beat him at SummerSlam. He's been taking time off. He got married, and he's on his honeymoon in Japan. The Iconics. Haven't seen them since SummerSlam, where they lost the women's tag team titles to Bliss and Cross. Haven't seen them because Peyton Royce got married to Ty Dillinger. Sean Spears. So they're taking time off for the honeymoon and stuff. Billy Kay is just having a vacation. The Usos. Haven't seen them since July 29th when they failed in a triple threat tag match to win the Raw tag team titles. That's when Gallows and Anderson won them. They are too busy attending AA meetings. EC3, haven't seen him since a 24/7 segment on that same episode of Raw. He recently taped a episode of the action figure show with Ryder and Hawkins, asking why he doesn't have a microphone in his hand. Eric Young, haven't seen him since that same episode. Don't know what he's doing. Heath Slater, same thing. Alicia Fox, haven't seen her since July 22nd episode of Raw, which was the Raw reunion, where she was having fun with Santino Marella backstage. She's too busy getting drunk with her guitar-playing boyfriend. Dana Brooke, haven't seen her since that same episode of the Raw reunion. She's doing a lot of house shows. She's on Main Event. No worries there. Naomi, haven't seen her since that same Raw reunion episode. She is too busy on bereavement leave because I believe either a close family member or friend passed away. She's taking time off for personal reasons. Akam, haven't seen him since July 16th episode of SmackDown, where he was on the outside of the ring, part of Shane McMahon's entourage, going after Kevin Owens when him and Dolph Ziggler were having a match. Hopefully we'll see him at the NXT debut next week. Liv Morgan, haven't seen her since July 16th, where she had a match against Charlotte on an episode of SmackDown. She was recently shown on the Instagram cutting off her pink hair, so we might be seeing her return soon, possibly to NXT. Sarah Logan, haven't seen her since July 8th, where she had a Beat the Clock challenge match against Bayley on an episode of Raw, where Bayley and Nikki Cross were doing the whole Beat the Clock challenge, whoever would get the stip for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view match. Razar, haven't seen him since June 18th episode of SmackDown, where he and Akam emerged from Baron Corbin's locker room, saying that it was a good thing we caught him on time. We haven't seen him in nearly 3 months. Rusev, haven't seen him since June the 7th in that big, massive Battle Royale thingy that took place at the Super Showdown pay-per-view out of Jeddah, South Dakota. Don't know. He might be going to NXT as well. Sin Cara, haven't seen him since that big Royal Rumble Battle Royale thingy out of Jeddah, South Dakota. He will be at El Paso, Texas, for a WWE live show. They got his face plastered all over all the things, the posters. So, yeah. Lana, haven't seen her since April the 23rd. She's too busy modeling, doing photo shoots, and making major coin. So, yeah. Might see her on NXT. Who knows? Haven't seen her since episode of SmackDown where she was along at ringside during a Kofi Kingston-Shinsuke Nakamura match. Lio Rush, looking haggard as all hell after recording his first ever CD that he's been posting all over the Twitter and Instagram. Haven't seen him since April the 15th episode of Raw, where he was at ringside for a 6-man tag team match, which was the Superstar Shakeup show earlier this year. Just count on him not signing back up. Sheamus, haven't seen him since April the 9th episode of SmackDown, where he was involved in a 6-man tag match post-WrestleMania. Right now, I don't know what's going on here. We're now looking at upwards of 5 months that it's been for Sheamus. This is looking like the last spot. This is like the last run for him, so we'll see. The Ascension. We have not seen them since WrestleMania, April the 7th, when they were in a big Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Expect to see them at NXT's debut. There are going to be a lot of people that are on this milk carton that are going to show up on the NXT debut. Mark my words. Primo Colon. We have not seen him since March the 26th when he was part of an entourage of people to make space between Shane McMahon and The Miz leading up to their match at WrestleMania. All right. What is he doing? I don't know. I have no clue what he's doing. And finally, we come to the stalwart of the milk carton. He has been on the carton now. He is 1 week short of 10 months. 10 months. When this gentleman hits a calendar year, he is officially off the milk carton. He is part of the Hall of Fame. When you hit a calendar year, you have etched your place in history. It doesn't matter if you're on TV again. You have etched your name in history, and that is Epico Cologne. November 18th, Survivor Series. Have not seen him since the Raw vs. SmackDown Tag Team Elimination match. He has been performing in Puerto Rico for the past 3 months. He is right now the WWC's Universal Champion. And he's still being advertised as a WWE superstar within that federation. So, who knows? We probably won't see him again. Probably won't. And that's your milk carton. I think we are now 33 or 32 deep. Shane McMahon was about to get on the carton. He was about to get on the carton, but he showed up to fire Kevin Owens. Who else could be going on the milk carton? There are some big names that could be going on the milk carton. I'm going to let you guys figure that one out. I'm not going to spoil it, okay? The only thing I will say, though, is because of the Grand Metalic Rey Mysterio match from past Monday, the other members of the Lucha House Party are on the milk carton. Well, actually, Lince Dorado is not, because he's going to be at Clash of Champions, which means we got a pay-per-view that we need to predict. I need to fill up the sources. So, if you'll excuse me, I put the beer bottle in the magical transparent Yeti. We're going to fill up the thing. Damn it, Doug, you know how to pour a beer. Come on. What are you doing? You've done this all your entire life. You know how to do that. That's right. That's how you do that. All right. 11 matches to predict. I think 6 locks. All right. Let's do this. No, not Orange Cassidy, not you. Professional is what we are. You know what? No. I'm feeling very cocky about this. You know what? Yeah. Yeah. Damn it, Orange Cassidy. All right. As you can see, the sheet is blank. I have not prepared for this. This is all done on the fly. Okay? Here we go. Clash of Champions. 11 matches on the card. 11 matches to predict. 6 of them being locks. For each one we get wrong, we do a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila on next week's show. Oh, boy. I'm not sure. All right. Ready to do this? I am ready to do this. All right. Here we go. Triple threat match for the Cruiserweight title. Drew Gulak defending against Lince Dorado and Humberto Guillermo? Humberto Garza. Guillermo Garza. Humberto Garza Hector Garza's kid is who that is. Right, Humberto Garza. Yeah, so Lince Dorado, Humberto Garza up against Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight in the Little Critter Wee match. Recently, and I believe this was last night, Kushida made his 205 Live debut. Carrillo. Oh, it's Carrillo. Humberto Carrillo. Okay, that's who it is. Okay, that's right. What I'm alluding to is that, first off, Gulak wins. Okay. First off, Gulak wins. I am counting on him to be the champion, to hold on to it, for someone bigger to take it from him. I'm basically calling an Austin Aries on this one. Calling an Austin Aries on this one. It's going to be a very, very fun match. This is going to be very, very fun to watch. In fact, I'll be honest, every 205 Live match that we have had on a pay-per-view has been pretty good. It's been pretty entertaining. This was before Drew Gulak was champion, okay? They've been really fun, all right? And it's starting to grow on me a little bit. But no, I see Gulak winning. I'll go ahead and lock it. I mean, I have to, right? I have to. Yeah, I'll lock it. I'll lock it. I'll lock Gulak on this one because I really think that he's holding on to this title for him to be Austin Aries. He's going to be taken. Kushida's going to win the title. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. AJ Styles defending the United States title against Cedric Alexander. Alexander has been built up for the past 2 months with his program against Drew McIntyre. Keep that name in mind. And now he has been thrust into this program with AJ Styles. Not yet. Not yet. This is not his time right now. AJ having the United States title, I think, is great. Especially since, you know, it's better than the Intercontinental title right now because he's on TV all the time, and that's what matters. As long as he's on TV doing something, that's what matters. And that's the other thing too. You brought it up, Kit. But we could get a DQ finish here with the club being brought into this. Because that's the one thing is Gallows and Anderson are not on the card. I don't see Cedric winning the title. I don't think AJ is going to go clean. So I think the Orange County will absolutely interfere, and thus giving Alexander the win. AJ will still be champion. But the big thing is that I say Alexander wins. So, Cedric. I'm taking Cedric in this one. They've done it before. Why aren't they going to do it again? Wait a minute. Hold on. Take a sip of the sources. Hold on. Okay. I hear what you guys are saying. I clearly see it. Okay? OC will interfere and blah, 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 blah. But they did that earlier this week. They never do the same thing twice. They never do. If they try to do it, it fails. Cedric, God damn it, Gills. Thank you for reminding me. That's right, because Cedric is coming home to Charlotte. Oh, that makes it even worse. Oh, this is a tough one. All right, look. I got 5 more locks. I've got 9 more matches. It's okay if I'm wrong on this one. I can give this one a pass. I can give this one a pass. Cedric wins. Cedric wins. Taking Cedric, however the hell it happens. Cedric wins. Fine. Wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take this one. I'm not locking it. Shinsuke Nakamura defending the Intercontinental title against The Miz. Now, look. We need to face facts right now. The Miz as a babyface stinks. It is bad. It is really bad. Remember the whole thing they were trying to do with him and Dolph Ziggler, and how Dolph Ziggler was trying to tell him that you've lost your touch and you've become corporate and everything? What happened? Where did that go? I don't. Something needs to happen here with the Intercontinental title. The problem is, if you wanted to make the title relevant, you put it back on The Miz. That's fantastic. But not as a babyface. Not as a babyface. I get it that he has a reality TV show. I totally get it. The problem is you had that reality TV show going when he was a heel as well. So don't pull that argument, okay? He was great as a heel with the TV show going on. Don't pull that crap, okay? Don't pull that. So what do we do here? Are we prolonging this? Is Shinsuke going to punch him in the dick? Sami Zayn's going to be at ringside. Sami Zayn will be at ringside, and they have not done a DQ finish with this. And that's when you could potentially bring Maurice back in, and The Miz wins the Intercontinental title. I'm going way too deep here. I'm moving way too deep into this. But I'm buying it, though. I see him running interference. I'll take The Miz winning. Locking. God, I'm not liking this. I am really not liking this. Miz wins by DQ. That's what I'm looking. It is really... Now, look, I know a lot of you are listening going like, God damn it, Doug's fantasy booking again. Well, that's what all fans do, okay? You do it too, all right? Stop it. All right? Have fun with this. Enjoy yourself at my torture, okay? The New Day defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against the Revival. This is a no-brainer. An absolute no-brainer. You've had Xavier Woods has been out for the past 3 weeks, hasn't been on TV. Big E hasn't been on TV for 2 weeks. He was about to get on the milk carton if it weren't for this match coming up. This is a no-brainer. Taking the Revival, they're taking the titles. You do realize that this will be the first time since this whole wild card rule was instigated that performers and superstars from another TV show are going to be champions of the other TV show. You do get that, right? I'll take the Revival. I can't lock it. I can't. I just can't. I can't lock it. I just can't. Okay. 7 matches, 4 locks. Okay. But I mean, the way I'm looking at it is the New Day needs time off. I'm kind of looking at it that way. No, we don't, Grash. We don't give shits about the wild card. I'm just mentioning that that's something you should think of. Okay? Cross and Bliss defending the women's tag team titles against Desire and Fire. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Nah, Bliss and Cross retain. Yeah, Bliss and Cross retain. Ugh. Lock it. These titles are going nowhere and nowhere fast. We finally got acknowledgement earlier this week of who the baby faces and the heels are. No, no. You can't have it like this. This ain't working. What's more is Rose and DeVille haven't been on TV that often. The women's tag team titles, I mean, Bliss and Cross have only been on TV to be talk show hosts for Bayley and Becky and Charlotte and Sasha. That's all they've been doing. So there's been no effective program building for anything involving these titles, involving any people that would be considered teams to go up against these titles. It makes no sense. Bliss and Cross retain. Stop it. The Raw Tag Team Championships, Strowman and Rollins squaring off against Ziggler and Robert Roode. Okay. All right. By my booking, I'm believing that this match is going to happen before the Strowman-Rollins Universal title match. So, that being said, do we have the titles switch? Do you just go and put it on Ziggler and Roode? And you have the Rollins and the Strowman going at it, fighting with each other because they lost the titles, and then you just immediately go into the Universal title match? Absolutely. That is exactly what you do. This is going to be the second to last match of the night leading up to Rollins and Strowman. It's exactly what's going to happen. Ziggler and Roode are your new tag team champions. Do I lock it? Do I lock this? I don't know if I lock it. Do I lock this? When the titles are put on Ziggler and Roode, are they just going to fall into the abyss? Lost forever in the void? Like what tag teams are going to go after them? I mean, we have those arguments all the time. We have those discussions all the time. It doesn't matter. Ziggler and Roode, new Raw Tag Champs. Doesn't matter. That's what it is. I can't lock it. I just can't lock it. Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte in Charlotte's hometown. Now look. The past times that Charlotte has come to Charlotte, she's lost. Last time that Charlotte was in Charlotte was for an episode of Raw where her and Sasha Banks fought in a Falls Count Anywhere match for the women's title. We got to carry this sucker on between Bayley and Charlotte, between Bayley and Ember Moon, between Bayley and other people. Sasha Banks may interfere in this match. Becky Lynch may interfere in this match. There's a lot of stuff that can happen in this match. A lot of stuff. Sasha Banks runs interference. Bayley retains. Yeah. Banks is going to interfere. Bayley retains. Wins. Bayley wins. got 7 matches. I got 4 more to go. I got 3 locks. Oh, boy. Bayley retains. A run-in from Sasha to help her best friend to keep... That's exactly what I'm looking at, Michoon. That's exactly what I'm looking... Are we booking a shitty show? I don't know, Grash. You tell me. I try to book it, and I'm pretty correct every time. Hell, last pay-per-view we were 8-2. Last SummerSlam pay-per-view, 8-2. Bayley retains. Lock it. Bayley retains. Lock it. 4 to go. 2 more locks. Roman Reigns, which has now been changed into a no disqualification match against Eric Rowan. Not just Rowan, but Eric Rowan. This to me is a no-brainer. No-brainer at all. Eric Rowan wins. No, Eric Rowan wins. Eric Rowan wins because he's going to get help. Roman Reigns ain't getting help. It's no DQ. Roman Reigns never needs help. But Daniel Bryan can interfere, and it ain't going to be... He'll attack Roman Reigns before he attacks Rowan. And also, there will be interference from Luke Harper, the guy dressed up as Eric Rowan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen. You're seeing a new stable today. This Sunday. Roman, the only help that he's going to get, not much. Not sure what help he's going to get. Let's it be the drunken Usos. Wasn't everyone on that kick about 2 months ago? Everyone was getting a boner over the Usos teaming up with Roman. Huh? Buddy Murphy could get in there. No, you're right. No, that's a good name to throw in there. Yeah, Shifty with the storyline. Yep, Buddy Murphy can be thrown into there. Samoa Joe can be thrown into there. But it's not too early to be thinking Survivor Series. Not at all. But I see, Rowan. I see Rowan winning this. I ain't locking it, but I see Rowan. Not Roman, Rowan. All right. 3 to go, 2 locks. That's right? 3 to go, 2 locks? I think. Yes, 3 to go, 2 locks. Yes, that's right. Kofi Kingston defending the WWE title against Randy Orton again. It was a no contest last go around, but we're going to try it again this time, and maybe Kofi's family will be at ringside again. Who knows? The New Day will be taken out, so it's just going to be Kofi. The Revival's going to come in and distract the hell out of him. I'm doing it. Absolutely. Yes, I am doing this. We got to have this. We have to have this because we have to build the Kofi character back up. It needs to be built back up because for the past 5 months, he's just been writing on, I'm WWE champion from WrestleMania. That was 5 months ago. Okay? And the only other moments that he can come off of is something that he did 10 years ago in a New York arena. It's incredibly difficult to build this character as something, as a main eventer. It's tough. This is really, really tough. So, What better way than to have him lose the title to Orton after after all of the Revival jumps in and screws everything up? Orton wins the title. You go into Hell in a Cell for the ultimate payoff and the ultimate confirmation on Kofi post-WrestleMania. That's what I'm seeing. It makes perfect sense to me. I'm taking Orton as your new WWE champion. Lock it. We see the FTRKO? I don't know. Could. I see the ref getting knocked out, no question. Ref's going to get knocked out, no question. 2 matches, 1 lock to go. Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's title against Sasha Banks. This one is interesting. This one is very, very interesting. Okay? Because so much more can happen in this match. First off, Bayley and Charlotte is going to be scheduled before this match. Okay? This match is going to be either second to last or third to last. Okay? So bear in mind that Charlotte Bayley has already happened. You've had everything happen in the Charlotte Bayley match that Sasha Banks interfered in for Bayley to come out on top. You'll see Bayley coming out to try to help. You'll see Charlotte coming out to get her hands back on Sasha Banks. Everything revolving around Sasha Banks here. Becky Lynch has nothing to do with any of this. That is why Becky's going to retain. That's why Becky Lynch is retaining. Whew. Lynch retains and I lock it. Lynch retains and I lock it solely for the fact, again, that with this following the Bayley-Charlotte match, Bayley's going to try to help Sasha. She may fail. Charlotte's going to try to go after Sasha, and that's when Sasha will be distracted. And Becky takes advantage of it. This all leading up to a Charlotte Flair-Sasha Banks rivalry. This all also leading up to possibly a triple threat between Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley. What the heck's going to be happening to Becky Lynch? There's a girl who's hurt, 2 of them, in fact, that are coming back to Raw within the next 2 or 3 months. We're talking about Nia Jax and Wooby Wyatt. So there's a good slate for Becky to have once they are healthy and back on the show, all right? You're going to see a lot of Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte fun stuff going on, okay? Lynch retains. Lock it. You got Ronda. She could be coming back soon. That would be a one-on-one with Becky. So, Liv Morgan's going to do stuff over on SmackDown. Liv Morgan's going to have a nice little rivalry with Charlotte, is what's going to happen there. But finally, final match. This is kind of a tough one, but it's kind of easy to book too, with what we've been told about what's happening at the next pay-per-view Hell in a Cell. Seth Rollins defending the Universal title against Braun Strowman. This match will follow, if not immediately follow, their tag team title match where they lose the tag team titles. These two will be angry with each other. They'll start going after each other. They'll be going after each other. This match may not last long because the tag match may last a little longer. I'm not sure. Bray Wyatt's going to play a factor in this match. He will appear. He's going to distract somebody. I cannot see this going clean. I can't see Rollins winning clean. I can't see Strowman winning clean. Because you got to protect both of them. I don't know. But who's going to win? Who's the one that's going to win? Seth retains. We get that. Seth is retaining. That is no question. Okay? But you got to understand that Bray Wyatt's going to interfere, but he's not helping anybody. Okay? He's got beef with Rollins. He's got beef with Strowman. Okay? Him and Strowman, I'm really interested in what they'll try to brew from that. God, this is hard. This is really hard. Damn. I wish I could do a no contest. Because that's what happened with Kofi and Orton last at SummerSlam. Damn. Here's the thing. So if Wyatt attacks Rollins, then yes, I get it. Braun wins by DQ. But what do you do after that in that scenario? What is Strowman going to do? Is he going to chase after Wyatt and Wyatt's going to run away? No, that's The Fiend. The Fiend doesn't do that. No. So Wyatt attacks Strowman. How is he going to attack Strowman? Is he going to shove his fingers down his throat? How is he going to reach up there? More to the fact, he's going to hit him with a chair? Sure. Then Rollins, what is Rollins going to do when Wyatt's in there? Right, Wyatt will fight back. Okay? So, with that being said, it sounds like the more plausible scenario is that Wyatt is going to attack Strowman, causing the DQ. Rollins gets the win. That sounds more plausible. Because I just can't see Wyatt attacking Rollins first and then Strowman going after him. Or more to the fact, Strowman running away. That doesn't work. No. He's going to attack Strowman first. Rollins wins. Rollins wins via DQ, which will lead up to Hell in a Cell triple threat. Because there's no way in hell we're going to have The Fiend in a singles match in Hell in a Cell. This is not Bray Wyatt's debut. We cannot fuck this up again. To have his first match, one of his first matches in a repackage, being an Inferno match against Kane? Come on. That was the worst move they did with Wyatt. Was having his first major match, an Inferno match against Kane. That was the downward spiral of that character. Okay? That was the problem, was doing too much too fast. And that's what I'm fearing is happening right here. It's too much too fast. And I'm not blaming the WWE on this one. I'm not blaming creative on this one. Okay? Rotunda got in some people's ears with this idea. And man, they slammed on the gas. This is not going to look pretty. Hell in a Cell is not going to look pretty, okay? Unless they paint some miraculous portrait for the buildup of it, which I believe is a 4-week build. I believe we have a 4-week build for Hell in a Cell. So, this was seriously one of the toughest pay-per-views I've had to try to predict. This is one of the toughest ones, man. I'm fearing for myself here. I'm really fearing it. But here we go. Quick rundown of what I believe is going to be happening at Clash of Champions coming up down the road from me in Charlotte. I hope I don't sound depressed when I call into Mike's show that following it. Drew Gulak will successfully defend his cruiserweight title in the triple threat versus Lince Dorado and Hector Carrillo. He will successfully defend it, and I'm locking it. Cedric Alexander will win against AJ Styles. Will he receive the U.S. title? Not so much. Who knows? Shinsuke Nakamura The Miz is going to win by DQ in his match to try to go after Shinsuke Nakamura's Intercontinental title. I am locking that The Miz is going to win, and that's all that matters. The Revival is going to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions after they defeat New Day, and New Day is going to go on vacation for a little bit. Bliss and Cross are going to successfully defend their women's tag team titles against Rose and Deville. I will never call them Fire and Desire. Rose and Deville. They will successfully defend them, and I'm locking that. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman are going to lose the Raw Tag Team titles to Ziggler and Rude. Bayley will successfully defend her women's championship of the SmackDown Persuasion against Charlotte. Bayley successfully defends, and I'm locking it. Eric Rowan wins in his no DQ match against Roman Reigns with a lot of help from his friends. Randy Orton will be your new WWE Champion, defeating Kofi Kingston, and I'm locking it. Becky Lynch will successfully defend her Raw Women's Championship, and I'm locking it. And finally, Seth Rollins will be successful in his match against Braun Strowman, winning by disqualification when Wyatt craves attention. And there you go. That is the pay-per-view. Oh my God, this is going to hurt so bad. This is going to hurt so bad. Oh boy. We've been doing really good on the predictions too. I mean, the last SummerSlam, we only took, throughout the entire SummerSlam weekend of NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam, we only had 2 locks wrong. And that was 2 locks wrong out of 8. So, oh boy, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be really, really tough. At least you guys don't have to drink the tequila. At least you guys can say whatever the hell you want, and you don't have to feel any repercussions. You can enjoy the show however you want. But me, I'm going to be live at the show, at the Clash of Champions show down in Charlotte, having a couple of drinks anyway. I will be calling in to the Wrestleview Live recap following Clash of Champions, hosted by Mike Tedesco, and I believe Victoria will be there, talking about the show. I will call in. I'm not very good talking and driving at the same time on the phone, so I'll probably, call in while I'm sitting in the parking lot or something like that. It takes forever to leave those shows anyway. So, yeah, catch me calling in then. Also, catch Mike and Victoria after Raw on Monday night, where they talk about the Raws. I'm not taking a lift. Jamel, I'm not taking a lift. No, it's a good half, it's 20, 25 miles away. I'm not taking a lift, okay? So, that's what's happening there. Whee! Check out the post-Raw show with Mike and Victoria. And then, of course, show up here next week to see how much of this putrid, disgusting stuff I'm going to be drinking. Okay? Ugh. I'm really, really fearing this. But, as always, thank you all for showing up. It's going to sting. Stop by the Wrestleview Media Facebook group. Check out the poll when it comes to scheduling for this show. Should I stay where I am or should I move? That's up to you guys. I put my fate in your hands because I have no faith in myself. So, till then, I will catch you guys on Sunday. And as always, stay safe, guys. Yes, you guys do the same. Oh, and also, God damn it, totally forgot to talk about this. Never forget, I know I don't like the sound. You don't like the sound of my voice when I say it, never forget, because I've seen it all over my Facebook group, okay? But anniversary of 9/11, okay? Let's go a little light on the memes, okay? So, that's all I want to say. But, yeah. I will catch you guys on Sunday, audio-wise. You guys stay safe. Take it easy. And, as always, know when you're being sold to.